So I'm just going to show you how to use Chuqy on the front tyre, the front wheel. Setup is exactly the same as for the rear wheel, so we're going to remove the front rod because we don't have enough clearance under the tyre. Going to push down as far as it will go using the quick release, slide Chuqy under and put in the front rod. What you want to make sure is that there's equal amount of rod either side, just so that we make sure that we get the clearance when we're pulling the wheel out. So there we go, like that. And we're going to lift up Chuqy, press the quick release just to drop down the wheels, both sides. Doesn't have to be perfectly parallel front to back, so it could be higher on the front or higher on the back, doesn't really matter as long as it's parallel both sides, as long as it's the same height. Once we've got it roughly there, just turn the vertical rods to make sure that it's tight against the tyre, because we don't want it to drop until we're ready. Just tighten up the thumb screw, press the clamp against the tyre so that it's not going to move, like that, and so front and back. There we go, so that's tight in there now. I've already taken off the calipers just to sort of save time on the video, but that's something you've got to do anyway. Just undoing the nut on this side comes out, and because Chuqy is holding up the wheel, the axle slides out really easily. So that's now the wheel free, so we just can see it moves backwards there. Now because the fender's in the way, we're going to use the quick release. We're just going to drop it down as far as it will go, and then we can just lift out the wheel like that. Obviously the reason you're taking the wheel out, you might need a new tyre, you might be at the track, you go from wets to dry or dries to wets, and again it's just takes the hassle and the frustration out of putting the wheel back in. Mostly wheel coming out is probably easy enough, but going back in, it's going to help. So you're pushing Chuqy and the wheel back in until we're sort of lined up underneath the forks, and we're just going to use the quick release again just to lift it up, just to get it lined up. And when we get it close, we can just start using the vertical rods just to get it so that it fits in between the forks there. And then once we've got it lined up, again you can use the quick release to just lift it up. And all we're trying to do is just line it up so that the axle is going to go in easy once we get going. Pretty much there, just use a bit of more height on that on the vertical rods there, and then when we're lined up, you see that the axle just slides straight in. Not quite straight on this side. Again, just turn the vertical rods just to line us up. And there we go, and in it goes, he said, easily. A bit tight, there we go, it's in. So there we go, that's in, and then we can just obviously put the nut back on the other side, and then you can put your calipers back on, tighten up your forks, tighten up everything. But there you go, demonstration of Chuqy. Just loosen off the thumb nuts like that, just drop down, pull out the front rod, and then Chuqy comes out like that. So there you go, easy as that, how to change your front wheel with Chuqy.